Hey guys, thank you so much for joining me for today's at-home full body Pilates workout. In today's session, we're going to be sculpting our shoulders, arms, upper backs, abs, glutes, and thighs. It's a total body workout without any equipment. You're going to feel great after completing this routine. I'm going to be offering modifications so that you can join in no matter your fitness level. I look very much forward to working out with you in this session, so let's go ahead and dive right into it. We're going to start down on our mats and just begin by warming up the spine and mobilizing some of the major muscle groups. So we're going to arch the spine, let the belly drop, roll the shoulders down away from the ears, inhale. And as we exhale, we're going to push the mat away, dropping the crown of the head, and then send the hips back toward the heels from that rounded spine. From here, we're going to bend the elbows and start arching the spine, coming forward, lifting up, straightening the arms, and then repeat round, rippling back through the spine as we sit the bum onto those heels. Come forward, bend at the elbows, arch the spine, and just snake your way back, rounding through the spine, separating the vertebra. So we're moving between these two positions as we roll backward and forward, really enjoying the mobilization of the spine, stretching through the spine as we go. Good, let's do two more, really exaggerate each movement. Nicely done. And last one. And arch and come forward. Bring your spine into neutral. We're going to just warm up the upper body a little bit with some hip circles, bringing that knee up and around. Mobilizing the hip joint, stretching and lengthening. For 3, really get that knee up and around, and 2, nice work, last 1, and lower, let's switch sides. Bringing opposite knee around, enjoying the stretch as you mobilize and lubricate that hip joint. Shoulders are in neutral here. Good, we've got 3, and 2, and 1. Lower knee down to the floor. Let's pick those arms up and circle them down and back, stretching and opening through the chest, lengthening through those arms. Reach tall and circle down and back, drawing large, exaggerated circles in the air. Warming up the upper body, creating space. And last 1, and lower down. Amazing work. From here, we're going to get into some upper body exercises. So we're going to plant the palms down on the mat, step the right leg back, step the left leg back into plank, hold in high plank, and then shoot the hips up and back, coming into a downward dog. From this position, we're going to come forward into our plank, wrists below the shoulders, and I'm going to bring my right knee to my right elbow, step it back, right knee in, 2 more, and in, step back to plank, and send the hips up and back into your downward dog. Same thing on the left side. We're going to come forward, hold in our high plank, left knee to left elbow for 2, and 3, abs in, and 4, step back, and stretch it out, flattening out the upper back. Moving back over to that right side, we're coming forward into our plank. 1, knee to elbow for 2, 3, abs in, and 4. Nice work, send it up and back. Last set on the left side. Come forward, hold in high plank. 1, 2, 2, working into that waistline for 3. Nice work, and 4. Lower knees, sink back into child's pose. Breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth. Nicely done. Now we're going to come to the tops of our mats and move into an all fours position. We want the wrists below the shoulders and the knees below the hips here. I'm going to extend the left leg out, maintaining that balance. Hips are stable, shoulders are nice and broad. And then I'm going to sweep my right arm back, palm facing up toward the ceiling. From here, we're going to lower the fingertips down to the mat and lift the left leg and the right arm at the same time. Keeping those shoulders level, keeping those hips level and square with the mat. I'm going to lower and lift. Now, as you lift the leg and the arm, I want you to squeeze the glutes and squeeze the back of the arm to get that lift. Arm stays nice and straight. Leg is lengthened. Abs are engaged. We've got 5, 4, squeeze that bum to lift. Nice strong back of the arm. 2 and 1. We're going to hold here. Stabilize through the torso and pulse. Little controlled pulses. If it's too much with that arm raised at the same time, you can bring the hand back down to the mat. We don't want to be losing stability. Working that core control for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Amazing work. Bring knees down to the mat, take them nice and wide, and stretch it out in child's pose. Breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth before returning to that all fours position and switching sides. So now we're extending the right leg out long, lifting the left arm, palm facing up toward the ceiling. Make sure your supporting hand is right below your shoulder so that you're nice and balanced here. Supporting knee is under your hip, and the back of the arm is really strong as you pulse the palm up toward the ceiling. You're flexing your triceps as well as squeezing your right glutes. Move a little bit more slowly if you need to in order to maintain balance and stability in the trunk. Make sure your core is engaged and your gaze is down on the floor. We've got 5, 4, 3, 2, squeeze to lift, and 1. Hold it there. Find your balance and pulse. Little controlled pulses. Lengthen through the spine. Try to find that center of gravity. Good. So you're really nice and stable. For 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower down. Amazing work. Knees come nice and wide. And we stretch for a moment in child's pose, breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. Now from here, I'd like you to bring your knees back to parallel. We're going to go into some tricep push-ups, and we're going to add a shoulder tap. So I'm going to keep my knees down on the floor for a modified push-up here. We want the elbows and the arms in really close to the side of the body as we lower the chest between the hands. Then we're going to push the mat away and tap right fingertips to left shoulder, left fingertips to right shoulder, and then lower, push up. Tap the shoulders, maintain balance and control, lower and lift. Shoulder tap, shoulder tap. Try not to sway from side to side as you tap those shoulders. You want to really try to put weight in the heel of the hand as you take away some of your balance and work your strength and stability. Good. As you lower down, your elbows should be grazing the sides of your body. To keep those elbows in nice and close and make sure we're focusing this work in the triceps as we move into that push-up. Good. Really challenge yourself by trying not to rock from side to side as you tap those shoulders. Good. Core is engaged. You've got this. Great work. Tap, tap, lower, and push up. Last 2 sets. Push up through the heels of the hands. Last 1, 2, lower, and lift. Send it back. Hips to heels. Breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. Amazing work. Now we're going to move into a plank with leg lifts. And I'm going to show you a modification if that's a bit too challenging for you at this time. So I'm going to step into plank. And from full plank, I'm going to lift and lower my right leg. Now, if that's too much, you're simply going to lower your left knee down to the floor to work into those leg lifts. But you're going to keep some weight in the heels of your hands so that and keep your shoulders nice and broad so that you're still strengthening your upper body even if your knee is lowered. So either left knee down on the mat or we're in our full plank, holding strong here, lifting the right leg and lower. Lift and lower. We've got 7, 6, 5, hold strong in plank for 4, 3, 2, abs in, and 1. Lower and push back for a stretch. In downward dog, breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth. Last breath here. And then we're shooting forward. Leg lifts on the left side. 1, 2, 3. Good work. For 4, 5, 6. Keep that body nice and level. 9 and 10. Lower knees, take them nice and wide. Stretch your arms out, keep the hips elevated, and lengthen in puppy pose. Regulate the breath here. Breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. Amazing work. Now, from here, we're going to move into some lower body work. So we're going to bring the feet forward on the mat, and we're going to roll down 1 vertebra at a time. Nicely done. Find that comfort. Shoulders are level on the mat. We're going to place our hands down on either side of the body. We want our heels below our knees and our legs hip distance apart. Spine is in neutral to start with. We're going to start some bridge work. So we're going to tilt the pelvis back, pressing low back into the mat, and then lift. From this elevated position, you can keep your feet flat on the floor, or you can replace the position of the heels with the balls of your feet coming up onto the toes to make this a little bit more challenging. From here, we're going to lower, just hover the bum off the floor, and lift. So you're either pressing up through the balls of the feet or through the heels. Lower the bum and lift. Now, as you lift, you want to be contracting your glutes and your thighs, but you don't want to be overarching the spine, so keep your tailbone tucked. Good. Lower and lift. We've got 4. Squeeze the bum. 3. Keep that tailbone tucked. Core is engaged as you breathe out to push up. And last 1. From here, you can either keep yourself up on your toes or you can lower your heels down to the mat. We're going to lift the right leg and lower, supporting ourselves with that left leg. Either the weight is in the heel or the weight is in the ball of the foot. Working those hamstrings, working those glutes, particularly on the supporting side. Your challenge is to keep those hips nice and level, so try not to let your right hip drop. Good work for 3 and 2 and 1. Hold here, lower and lift. We've got 8, 7, 6, 5, you can do it. For 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower all the way down. Bring your knees in towards your chest for a moment. Breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. Nice work. Lower feet back down to the floor. Either your heels or the balls of your feet are below your knees. We're coming up, and now we're lifting and lowering that left leg as we stay really nice and lifted and supported on the opposite side. Good. Keep those hips elevated and level. Good. For 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring it up and hold, lower and lift. Push up through either that right ball of the foot or that right heel. Really drive up as you pulse up and down. We've got 4, 3, I know it's tough, 2, and 1. Lower down. Bring your knees into your chest and just stretch out your low back here. Breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. Inhale and exhale. Nice work. From here, we're gonna roll over onto the side. And I'm just gonna prop my head up with my hand, or you can be on your outstretched arm. I'm going to bring my legs so that they're in line with my torso. Then I'm going to bring the lower leg forward so that the shin is parallel with the mat and the knee is in line with the hip. Now for this move, we really want this top leg to be in line with the torso, so we don't want it forward or backward. We're going to flex the foot, pulling the toes back toward the shin, and lift and lower. Lift and lower. To come forward a little bit. Lift and lower. So I want you to really squeeze your side booty and cinch in your waistline by plugging belly to spine as you lift that leg as high as you can and lower. You can place opposite hand down on the mat for support because you want to be really stable in the torso here as you lift and lower that top leg. Your hips are perfectly stacked, one on top of the other, working into the thighs, working into the side booty, and I can also feel it in those obliques as well. Keep lifting. We've got 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower down. Amazing work. Now from here, I'm going to come into an all-fours position. That top leg, we're going to continue to work it. So for me, that was my left leg. So I'm going to drop my right forearm down to the mat. I'm going to keep my hips square with the mat, so both hips facing down, and I'm just going to lift and lower that left leg. So I really want you to lengthen through the neck here and ensure that you are squeezing your bum to get that lift, lengthening through the leg. You've got a pointed toe here. Both hips facing down to the mat. Good work. We've got 5, 4, 3, abs in, 2, and 1. Now from here, we're gonna come out on a diagonal. So the leg comes out on a diagonal, and then we're doing the same thing again. Tapping and lifting the toes. Make sure you keep your shoulders relaxed here. Coming out on the diagonal puts the work into the side booty. Working those thighs, working those hips. Keep the leg as long and straight as possible. We've got 6, 5, you can do it, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now from here, we're bringing the knee in and stretching the leg out. Knee in and out on that diagonal. Inhale and exhale. Keep those shoulders relaxed, keep the neck nice and long, full extension before driving that knee in, working into the obliques. As well as you cinch in your waistline to bring that knee in. Good, we've got 3, 2, kick it out, and 1. Amazing work, lower leg. Come into an all fours position, bend the left knee so that it's below the hip. And now we're gonna focus on the right side. We're gonna flex the right foot and push the right heel up toward the ceiling. Squeezing your bum as you do so, engaging your core so you're not straining the low back. Mind muscle on those right glutes now as you push that heel up toward the ceiling. Make sure you're nice and level across your shoulders and your hips. Good. It's a slow movement. We really want to activate the right bum cheek as we push that heel up toward the ceiling. Squeeze that bum at the top of every lift. Give me 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hold it there with a flexed foot, abs engaged, and pulse. Pulse that heel up toward the ceiling. Pulse, pulse, pulse. We've got 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and hold. Lift an inch higher, squeeze the bum, and lower it down. Nicely done. Now we're gonna switch sides. So we're gonna come over onto the side, propping the head up on the hand or the outstretched arm. From here, legs in line with the torso, creating a nice straight line, and then bending that lower leg so that the shin is parallel with the mat. From here, flexing the right foot and lifting and lowering. Good, lifting and lowering, lengthening through the heel, keeping that leg in line with the body as you work to get that lift by squeezing the side booty and working into those obliques. Good. Breathe out to lift. Keep it up. Keep that foot flexed, lengthening out through the heel. Challenge yourself by lifting that leg a bit higher without moving or rocking around in your torso. We've got 3, 2, and 1. Lower down. Now, continuing with that right leg, we're coming forward. I'm dropping left forearm down to the mat, keeping the hips square with the mat. Just doing some leg lifts, squeezing the gluteus maximus at the top of every lift. Good. Lengthening the leg, strengthening the hamstrings. Breathing in and out. I like to breathe out to lift. And as you breathe out, you're always contracting your muscles, but also engaging your core. For 3, 2, and 1. Come out on that diagonal. Same thing again, but working into the gluteus medius a little bit more now. Sometimes I have a tendency to let my shoulders hunch up, so it's a reminder to myself and to you to really lengthen the neck and move the shoulders down away from the ears. Squeeze that bum as you lift. We've got 3, 2, and 1. Knee in and kick out on a diagonal. Knee in, kick it out. In and out. You've got this. Keep it up. Challenging yourself by really engaging your belly to spine as you bring that knee in so that you're working your waistline as well as your glutes and thighs. Neck is relaxed. Good. We've got 5, 4, give it a lot of power as you kick out to the side for 3, and 2, and 1. Lower leg, come into your all fours, and let's target those left glutes. So we're going to flex the left foot, hips are square with the mat, knees below the hips, and wrists below the shoulders. I'm going to slow it down a little bit to really make sure that I'm connecting with the glutes on the left side now. Really engaging and squeezing the bum at the top of the lift as I drive that heel up toward the ceiling. Nice work. Try not to lean to your supporting side. We've got 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hold it there and pulse it up. Little controlled pulses. Abs are engaged. Shoulders are nice and broad. Foot is flexed. Push it up for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower down. Step yourself back into a plank and then fold your right leg under your body. We're going to have a little lower body stretch before we move into our ab work. You're doing really well. We deserve a stretch here. Breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. Melting your shoulders down. You can do some head turns if that feels good. Then planting the palms down on the floor, stepping back and switching legs. Regulating the breath, a nice little reset before we come down onto the mat and target those abdominals. Good. From here, bring yourself forward, your feet forward rather, and lower down to the mat, 1 vertebra at a time. Nicely done. From here, we're going to interlace our fingers and take them behind the head. And we want to just let our head rest heavy in our hands. Elbows are going to be nice and wide. Now for this first exercise, you have 2 variations. We're going to put our legs into tabletop, so the knees above the hips, shins parallel with the floor. If you're really overarching in the spine, bring your knees a bit closer in towards your chest. From here, you can either inhale and exhale as you lift and lower into crunch, keeping the legs as is. And if you would like to, you can start off with me like this and then add on by adding a toe tap with alternating legs as you crunch up. So if that feels too much to start off with, just work through your crunches. But if you want to dive right into the ab work, move into those alternating toe taps as you crunch up. So we're inhaling to lower head, neck, and shoulders, exhaling to lift, flattening the abdominal wall down toward the spine, and pressing the low back to the floor as we lift. Good. We've got 5, 4, lift head, neck, and shoulders. Peel those shoulder blades up off the floor for 2, and for 1. Nicely done. Lower both feet down onto the floor. Stretch your right leg out long. From here, we're going to inhale, and as we exhale, we're going to lift and cross over the body with the left arm as that right leg comes up. Hands behind the head, and repeat. Now, if it's too much with your legs straight, you can bring it in like so with a bent knee as you cross over. Otherwise, the leg is lengthened and we're crossing that left arm over, but keeping the lower back pressing down onto the floor. So we're just rotating around the rib cage, shortening the distance between the bottom of the right rib cage and the right hip, working into those obliques as we cross it over. Nice work, supporting the head with the hand. Not pulling the head, neck, and shoulders up. Just lifting using those upper abdominals and those obliques. We've got 2, lift a bit higher. And last one, amazing work. Switching sides, left leg extends. Inhale to prepare. Exhale, cross over with that right hand. Again, not letting your hips rock from side to side here, not letting your low back come off the mat. As you cross over, you want really good stability through that lower body so you can focus this work in the obliques and the upper abs. And actually you can feel it into the lower abs a bit here too with that leg lift. Good. Inhale to lower, exhale belly to spine as you breathe out and cross over. Really challenge yourself by picking that right shoulder blade up off the mat. We've got 3 and 2 and last one, and relax it down. You can sway your knees from side to side, and we'll prepare for our next exercise. So for this one, again, you've got 2 different options. I'm going to interlace my fingers, take them behind my head. Option 1, our legs are squeezing together here. You're coming in, tapping the elbows and the knees, and then lowering the feet between each repetition. Option 2, the harder variation, you're bringing the knees in, and then you're extending them, and then repeating. So you're either starting with your feet on the floor, like so, or going into that extension. So let's get into it. Whatever variation you're choosing, you might also choose to do a couple reps like this, and then with the extension, or just full extension the entire time. Good. Ooh, this is tough on those abs. Really pull belly to spine as you bring the elbows and the knees together. Working deep into the core here. We've got 5, 4, 3, last one, and lower down. Ooh, those were really tough, but I felt like they were extremely effective as well in building that core strength. Right, from here, we're going to, again, you've got a couple options, but I'm going to start off with my hands on either side of my tailbone to support my low back with head, neck, and shoulders on the floor. I'll show you how to increase the challenge as we go if you'd like. So we're going to go into some leg lifts. I'm going to straighten the legs. If it's too much with legs totally straight, you can have a gentle bend. Legs are squeezing together as we lower the legs and lift, hinging from the hips. Lower, abs into lift. So we're inhaling to lower, exhale belly to spine to lift the legs. Again, for an easier option, you've got your knees slightly bent and you're maybe not lowering the legs quite as far down to the mat. Otherwise, legs are straight and you're doing the full range of movement as we lower and lift. If you want to step it up, you can take your hands, you can leave your hands as is and lift head, neck, and shoulders. Or you can totally remove your hands and place them behind your head. Good, we've got 5 more. For 5, I know these are tough, stick with it. Strengthening those lower abs for 4, 3, for 2, and last one. Amazing work. Bringing knees in toward the chest. Okay, from here, final exercise. I want to really make sure we targeted those obliques. So we're going to go into a crisscross. with a leg lift. So interlace your hands behind your head, bring one knee in toward the chest, stretch the other leg out long. From here, we're gonna cross over, leg lift up, leg lift down, cross over, leg lift up, leg lift down, cross over. Now if it's too much with the leg lift, we're just gonna move into a regular crisscross. You can just eliminate the leg lift on each side as you bring opposite elbow toward knee. Good. This is slow and controlled. Nice work. We've got 4, 3, 2, and 1. Amazing. Both knees in toward your chest. Stretch the legs out long. Roll over onto your stomach. Peel up into a cobra stretch or all the way up onto your palms to really stretch out those abdominals. Well-deserved stretch in those abs. Breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. For 3 and 2 and 1. Lower down. Use your hands to help you to come into an all-fours position. Take your knees really nice and wide. Keep those hips elevated and stretch and lengthen into a puppy pose, relaxing your forehead down on the mat, finding length through the spine, stretching the shoulders. Breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth for 3 and 2 and 1. Elevate up. And from here, we're going to widen the legs. In fact, I'm going to bring one leg in. That feels a little bit more comfortable on the hips right now. Sitting up nice and tall. Lift the arms up, reach for the sky, and then fold over to your straight leg. Bending and folding, keeping the opposite bum cheek down on the floor. Really feeling a nice side body stretch. For 3 and 2 and 1. Lifting back up, switching legs, switching sides. Reach for the sky and fold over the opposite side. Keeping that both bum cheeks down on the mat here. And lengthening through your side body for 3 and 2 and 1. Cross your legs, turn and face me. Whew. And we're gonna lift our shoulders up by our ears. Inhale and exhale, roll them down and back. Let's take 2 more. And last one. Melting shoulders down and back. Amazing work. I hope you enjoyed that routine. We really targeted all the major muscle groups. I feel really great afterwards, and I hope you do too. I really look forward to moving again with you next time. Enjoy the rest of your day. Bye.